This is Lug&Tug Sawmill. I'm glad y'all came along today. We're going to make a big square cant out of this red oak. Carol's going to help, and we're going to do the best we can. This is about a 24-inch log, and we had a time getting it on the sawmill. It's just about the limit for this little mill. I think they say 28, so we're within 4 inches of the maximum size. And everything about it is heavy. We're well into spring now, and we've really had some hot days. We've had days that felt a lot more like summer than spring. And as you can see, there's some greenery at the other side of the barn. It's little maple trees beginning to get a few leaves. This is another tree that fell down in the woods, and we had to go drag it out and bring it to the sawmill. And of course, we're going to saw it with a Wood-Mizer double hard 747 band.
Okay.
That's pretty cool that the Pope died on Easter.
We got our little winch rigged up on a beam across the top of the shed, and we're using it to roll these big logs. I don't think I could turn this one with the cant hook at all. It must weigh way over 1,000 pounds. Gonna have to get the cant hook. This winch won't even turn it. It needs a little help from me. It's about ready. There it's going.
Down.
Yeah. It is.
You have to hold on to it.
Okay. It's okay where it is.
when these boards start getting wide with this 1400 horsepower motor, it really takes a long time to get through an 8-foot log. But that's the price you got to pay for having a 14 horsepower motor. And it's a pretty good little 14 horsepower motor. It starts on the first or second pull every time, unless I forget to choke it, or choke it too much, or do something stupid on my own. It's working Carol to death with the sawdust bucket. It's going to have to empty the bucket just about every pass. This old log wants to roll back off the sawmill. I need to get it hooked up here so we can get it turned on over. That's just a little 12 volt, 2,500 pound ATV winch. We're running it off a 12 volt battery, old half dead 12 volt battery. And I think I'm going to have to put a double line on there, add me a shift block to double the power. It's pretty hard when it goes down on a flat side and just shook the heck out of that sawmill. We got a bunch of logs laid around here. Need to get them on the mill sooner or later. We still got some down in the woods too, at least 2 that we'll have to go cut them into logs and drag them in here. So we're like we're going to have a busy summer. Everybody always wants to know how hard it is to push a sawmill through the log, and this is a pretty hard log. Red oak is not the hardest, but it's pretty hard. And it's really easy to push the sawmill. If you're pushing hard, you're trying to outrun what your band will cut. I'm going to get all these flitches stacked up there behind me, and we can edge them after we saw the cant. But I think I might have to take a day off before we even saw the cant.
Want a drink of water?
Walked around there to release the clamps on that cant. It'd poor little old winch be trying to pick a whole sawmill up if it was still clamped down. If you could scoot the log over away from the side supports when you're going to turn it on these flat side things, it's usually a little easier to get the log to roll if you can get just a few inches away from the side support.
How much you reckon it weighs? A ton?
A little over.
And I got rollers to put on the side supports too. That's that helps a lot as the cant gets up so it'll hit the rollers instead of the top of the side support. A lot of people put plastic pipe on there and make them longer so that it hits the plastic and slides better, but I like the little rollers and they don't cost too much.
A little bit.
This is just taking too long. I'm going to have to speed up a little bit, see if we can't get this thing over with. thing about slid off the sawmill. That would have been a disaster. Lay down. Okay, try that. Stop. This thing awfully slow. I don't know, 7-degree band might not be right. Maybe I ought to try to get some 4-degree and see how they do. We'll roll it tomorrow, the next day. Thanks for stopping by. We hope to see you again.